Hello everyone. Good to see you guys back. Now, another one of the topics which was really controversial and which was the second topic was the 10 atrocities committed by the British Empire. Now, as we know that the British Empire has a history of, violence, just taking away the human rights of almost many nations, killing those people, eradicating them from history, and then actually trying to change history through their worst acts and through whatever they have done. All these bad things they have committed, all these crimes, and all of their history is filled with violence. The 10 atrocities is something which really does stand out about the British Empire. Now, of course, it has been proven to us that there was global dominance of the British Empire, and of course, at that time, war was a very common thing, as it is now today as well. But it's a different war, maybe technological wars and other things. But at that time, the British were very dominant in terms of military, and their history is filled with atrocities, and they're rarely acknowledged. And for example, the first one is the Bengal famine of 1943. This was a man made disaster. It was a famine, but it was a man made disaster which was caused by the British Empire in Bengal in the area of 1943. And food, which is like the major source of, life for humans and humanity, was taken away from India to support British war efforts in England, and leading to the starvation of, I don't know, maybe like 2 up to 3 million people uh, in the in terms of Bengal itself alone. Another one of these atrocities which personally have stood out to me, and I belong to the area which this has happened with, is the Amritsar massacre, and this happened in the area of 1919, in the year of 1919. What the British did was, so Amritsar was one of the hubs of revolution, and it had a lot of Sikh fighters in there, a lot of Hindu fighters in there, a lot of Muslim fighters in there. Amritsar basically has been the hub of togetherness and unity. So General Dyer, a British general, he took a specific amount of troops in 1999 in a very specific place in Amritsar called the Jallianwala Bagh. He went there, he locked the gates, and people were allowed to enter, but they were not allowed to leave. They took their guns and they opened fired at the public. Many fell that day. Many. They died, killing hundreds. And it's one of the most major events on the history of Amritsar, and was one of the saddest events for people in India. And why this stands out is because they were unarmed children in the hordes of people that were killed. Another one is in Kenya, the Mau Mau uprising against the British rule in 1950s. The British tortured, killed, betrayed, and placed the Kenyans in large concentration camps. Just this to stop the uprising and to actually make sure that the Kenyans do not revolt against the violence that was put upon them by the British policies and the policies. Another one is the partition of India in 1949, one of the major historical events in the history of the world, the British Empire, and the country of India. That day, the British partitioned a country, and it was like the largest mass migrations in the history of the world. That day, due to religious violence, millions of people fell. Millions were killed. Millions died. Just because of the very essence of violence that was inside the heart of the British, um, and the atrocities that were there for the British Empire. They haven't been anything which has healed the people, and the legacy of this impact continues from generation to generations and former colonies today. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoy this topic.